Okay, so I saw this clip and I thought I would react to it. My take is a little bit different from what you might expect, but let's watch Draymond Green talk about what he thinks about the mandate, so to speak.
This is no different. This is, we're dealing with something that to me feels like has turned into a political war. When you're talking about a vaccination and non-vaccinated, I think it's become very political. And for someone who's not extremely into politics, when you make something so political and people, not everyone is into politics, then you can also turn those people off. And I think there is something to be said for people's concern about something that's being pressed so hard. Like, why are you pressing this so hard? Like, so much, you're just pressing it. I think you have to honor people's feelings and their own personal beliefs. And I think that's been lost when it comes to vaccinated and non-vaccinated. And it kind of sucks that that's been lost because you're essentially not giving anyone, you say we live in a land of the free. Well, you're not giving anyone freedom because you're making people do something essentially without necessarily making them. You're making them do something. And that goes against everything that America stands for or supposedly stands for. And so I don't think, no, I know I'm not in any position to go tell him what he should or should not be doing. And as a leader of this team, I'm not going to go to him and say, hey, man, we really need, no, the hell, you do what you feel you want to do. That has nothing. I'm not going to go and ask him, did he get a polio vaccine? So why would I go ask him if he got a COVID vaccine? I remember the days when your medical history was private. I remember those days. I ain't that young to where I don't remember your medical history being private. And I also remember the days when you're voting, who you voted for was private. Your choice on whether you were Democratic or Republican was private. I remember growing up and asking my grandma, who you vote for? And boy, don't ask me who I voted for. Like, are you crazy? I remember those days, and it's not so much like that anymore, So I'm a little old school. I think, we get away from some things as a country, as a whole, as a whole being of humans. We always think we're doing better and you're getting better. And sometimes when you think you're doing and getting better, certain things get lost. And I think medical history right now is one of those things that's been lost. And it's not going back, so I'm not sitting here, crying for it to go back. It kind of is what it is. But I said all of that to say it's not my place nor my business on whether he gets vaccinated or not, or who else is vaccinated, or if you're vaccinated and I'm not, or if he isn't and she is. That's none of my business. And I think, people in this world could do themselves a great deal if they actually took that approach as well, because it's your own personal choice at the end of the day, what you do with your body. And it's not my place to tell him what he should or shouldn't do with his. Like, that's because he's not going to come tell me what I should do with my body. And so just because I am a leader of this team don't give me the right to go tell him what to do with his. That's his personal choice.
Bravo. I respect him standing by what morals is left in this world. But I wouldn't say that we should be rejoicing, because this, in my opinion, is not really going to change anything. It's not going to change anything. Now, why am I saying so? You see, there's a false assumption by the right that just because somebody says what they believe in that has a little bit of clout, that automatically means that there is change on the horizon. There's no change on the horizon. You are going to lose this war if you don't prepare. Keep turning to the right. Now, as much as I'm a centrist, I don't understand that the right has more better values and better judgment when it comes to values. But they lack something. They lack planning, right? They lack strategy. They lack understanding how the world functions and using it to their advantages. That's why they don't really own any universities. They don't own any legitimate pharmaceutical industries. They don't even own any real political seat. So they're losing on all corners. In fact, I would argue that most of the politicians that are spoken on behalf of the right are there to destroy the right. I think Trump unknowingly also aided in destruction of the right's reputation. That's why people would rather see Biden than Trump, even though Biden is not really doing that good of a job. And that's why, because you have to understand power dynamics. Power doesn't lie in what people do for you. The reason why there's a lot of gearing towards the liberals, right, a liberal ideology and vaccine mandates over common sense. The reason why all these things exist is very simple, because the people in power are pushing for these things they're pushing for these things to exist. It's not the majority political leaders that carry the votes, it's the majority industries, the tech industries, the pharmaceutical industries, the teacher industry, the unions. All of them are majorly geared towards left ideologists, right? Left ideology. So you could be like, yes, people are talking about vaccines and that is a fraud. And all those things, as much as you're right, as much as you have the right to say such a thing, as much as you have legitimate argument, you're not going to win, because they talking about it is not the same thing as they owning these industries. And these industries, they're like, you see how hard CNN pushes propaganda? What is there to make you think that the people that have invested billions of dollars into vaccines are not going to push it as well? They're going to push it way harder, because this one they actually invested money in it, right? Your money, nonetheless, because the government gave them your money, your taxpayers' money, right? So, and this is why I keep telling the right, these people talking about your plight isn't going to help you. You getting off your butts and creating your own industries, like I think Red Balloon is doing something like that, and I respect him a lot, is actually doing something like that, making it easy to hire people even without the V being jabbed into them, right? So more people should be working like him. More people should be going out there, and I'll put the link in the description below to the guy. The guy is doing good stuff. That's what you should be doing. Things like that. If the pharmaceutical industry is messing up, build yours. You have a lot of money within your parties. Contribute your money to create your own structure within the structure. Outcompete the liberals. They are making entertainment. The liberals dominate the entire entertainment industry. And that's why people are more geared towards liberalism. Why? Because guess what? What you see on TV is what you be. That's the way it is. The way is what we are all influenced by what you're watching television. So whoever controls the industry, whoever controls the entertainment industry, controls the culture, and whoever controls the culture controls the people. It's that simple. So start looking for solutions instead of just like being happy that he's speaking common sense, which everybody's supposed to know, but apparently not. Start working your own industries. That's all I can tell you. And I'll see you guys later.